Provo, we speak of little else.
Senator Hirono.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me. I asked the following two initial questions of every nominee before any of my committees to get at the fitness to serve. So we'll start with Mr. Edlow, and we'll just go right down the line. Since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
Never, Senator.
No, Senator.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement related to this kind of conduct?
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
No, Senator.
I think that both Mr. Geiser and Woodrow testified that you would advise the administration to follow all court orders, correct?
Well, Senator, as I've said, it depends, and I realize that that's
Oh, it
frustrating.
depends on what the court order is? Okay, let me ask you another question then. In the Abrego Garcia case, the Supreme Court said that the administration had to, quote, facilitate his return from the El Salvador prison. He's still there. Is the administration complying with the Supreme Court's court order? We'll start with Mr. Geiser and then go to Mr. Woodward.
Well, Senator, thank you very much for that question. As Ohio Solicitor General, I'm not now at the department, and the Department of Justice speaks through its briefs on matters that are in active litigation, and so it would be inappropriate
in your
for me to
opinion,
comment.
you're about to become the person who's going to be advising the department of the department formerly known as Justice, as far as I'm concerned. So, what do you think? The fact that the Mr. Garcia is still imprisoned, is the administration following the Supreme Court's order to facilitate his release?
Well, Senator,
You don't know.
as I said, I'm the Solicitor General of Ohio now. I'm not now at the department, and it would be inappropriate for me to comment on actively litigated matters because the department speaks through its filings and its briefs.
So when you actually become the person at the OLG, would you advise the administration to facilitate the release of Mr. Garcia?
Well, thank you,
That's
Senator.
what the court is telling him. Moving on, Mr. Woodrow, what do you think?
Well, Senator, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to respond. It does depend. If we're going to discuss hypotheticals, what about a hypothetical in which
It's not a hypothetical. This is the Supreme Court's order to the administration. They are confronted with this order right at the moment. Mr. Garcia has not been released.
The question about following court orders is, of course, a hypothetical, and the hypothetical can be complicated. What if a district court...
That is why, Mr. Woodrow, I asked a specific question relating to a specific situation. Since you also don't want to respond, there you have it. And you know, you both of you are going to be in a position to be advising this administration. So I think your responses are telling. For Mr. Edlow, President Trump suspended the U.S. Refugee Settlement Program indefinitely on his first day in office. However, on February 7th, he signed an executive order requiring all agencies to promote the resettlement of white Afrikaners into the United States. And less than 3 months later, these Afrikaners are entering the United States having completed a process that normally takes years. What changes has USCIS made to the refugee resettlement process to expedite the arrival of Afrikaners? And since if you're not there yet, you don't know, you can just say you don't know.
Well, Senator, I am there as a senior advisor, but I do not know, and that I can tell you, as far as I've seen, the process is the same as any other refugee resettlement process for USCIS's purposes.
Why is it that the Afrikaners are being expedited in terms of their being able to resettle in the United States?
Senator...
Why are they being given what looks like highly preferential treatment?
Senator, the president has the authority through executive action and under the law
Okay, that's because the president
determine...
feels like doing that. Okay, that's the answer. And are these Afrikaners going to be vetted individually so that nobody's coming in who, for example, shows any anti-Semitic sentiment? Are they being vetted individually?
Senator, again, I can't speak to specifics with regard to any of the individuals coming in, but my understanding is that they are being vetted for.
Individually? Yeah. I hope so, because, for example, there was one who was quoted as saying that that Jewish people are untrustworthy and they are a dangerous group. I would say that maybe that person shows anti-Semitic views. And so your testimony is that they are being vetted individually.
Senator, again, I am not currently leading the agency. I do not have a view into how they are being vetted. My understanding is they're being vetted as refugees have been vetted in the past.
There are serious concerns about why this is happening. And for example, the people who are Afghani are not getting this kind of highly preferential treatment. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.